Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 28th, 2023, and a pact between Xavi Hernandez and Mikel Arteta that took place before the Arsenal and Barcelona match has been revealed. Also, it's reported that Barcelona are still in the race for the young Ecuadorian Oscar Zambrano. And finally, several sources in France are confirming that PSG will pay Ousmane Dembele's release clause in order to sign the French attacker. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, it only takes a second, and in doing this you would be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. The link is down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the news that Barcelona are set to play their second preseason match of their USA Tour tomorrow, Saturday, July the 29th in Dallas, Texas, against no other than Real Madrid in what will be another stateside El Clásico match. Now, it's reported that Xavi Hernandez will not be able to count on Gavi because the coach has confirmed that the player is suffering from some discomfort in his back, and it seems that this discomfort has been going on for a while, ever since the player came back from vacation. So hopefully it's nothing serious, and hopefully we can see Gavi back on the pitch. Now, speaking of the preseason, it's been revealed that Xavi Hernandez and Mikel Arteta agreed to a pact before the Barcelona and Arsenal match that Mikel Arteta ended up violating. Now, after the Barcelona-Arsenal match, Xavi Hernandez made some statements in the press conference, or in the post-match press conference, where he said that he was very surprised by the intensity level of Arsenal that had came out to play like it was a Champions League match. And Mikel Arteta responded to that his team always plays with intensity because they're always looking to win matches regardless of what kind of match it is. Now, many people criticize Xavi Hernandez for those statements because they said that Barcelona should always play with intensity and that Xavi Hernandez was simply looking for excuses. But now we have more context on why the Barcelona coach made these statements. And it seems that both Xavi Hernandez and Mikel Arteta had agreed before the match that they would take it easy during the match because they didn't want to risk any injuries, especially since Arsenal do have that Community Shield final against Manchester City. And of course, Barcelona do not want to start the season with any injured players. So both agreed to take it easy during the match, especially with the bad conditions of the grass or the pitch in SoFi Stadium, because SoFi Stadium is an American football stadium. So therefore, they play on turf, and they had to replace the turf with grass, and they did it on the day of the match, and they did not do a good job. And it was even reported that Arsenal had considered canceling the match altogether because they didn't want to risk any injuries. Now, despite this pact between Xavi Hernandez and Mikel Arteta, Arsenal came out playing like it was a Champions League match with a lot of intensity, and that's why Xavi Hernandez was surprised, and that's why he made those statements in a press conference, and not because he was looking for any excuses, but because the two coaches had agreed to a different level of intensity, but yet that's not what Arsenal displayed on the field. Now on to the news that Barcelona are still in the race for the young Ecuadorian player Oscar Zambrano. Now, I discussed Oscar Zambrano in a previous video. He's a 19-year-old pivot who currently plays for LDU Quito in Ecuador, and he gained prominence after his great performance in the Under-20 World Cup. And it's reported that it was Ronald Araujo's agent who brought Barcelona's attention to this player. And after that, Barcelona commissioned their scouts to produce reports about Oscar Zambrano. And it's reported that ever since then, that Barcelona scouts have been producing a positive report after a positive report, strongly recommending Barcelona to sign this player as a future bet for the team. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are still in the race, and they are planning to sign Oscar Zambrano during this summer transfer market. And it's reported that Barcelona could sign Zambrano for around 3.5 million euros, which is, of course, a very much affordable price for Barcelona. And this would be a signing to reinforce Barca Athletic with the idea that Oscar Zambrano would also train with the first team. And hopefully Barcelona can groom him and he can become the future pivot of the club. Now, the only problem is Oscar Zambrano has drawn a lot of attention from other European clubs, including Crystal Palace and West Ham in the Premier League. And it's also reported that the Portuguese club Porto are very interested in signing the player. So Barcelona definitely are facing a lot of competition, but there are several reports in Ecuador who are confirming that the player is willing to wait for Barcelona. So hopefully that's the case, because again, he would be a great signing, especially at this price, because if he doesn't end up working out, then it's no big deal. Barcelona did not waste any money, but if he does, then Barcelona would have a big start on their hands, and they had only paid 3.5 million euros. Now, this signing is thanks to Deco, who's now insisting on Barcelona signing young players with a bright future and a lot of potential. And this is a great departure from what was happening under the presidencies of Bartomeu and Sandro Rosé, who were focusing on signing a lot of stars and spending hundreds of millions of euros on these players, which not only left the club on the verge of bankruptcy, but also at the end of the day, it did not work out, with many of these players leaving the club. Now, speaking of young promising players, today the Belgium club Anderlecht have confirmed that they have stolen the Barcelona signing Tudor Mendo, who Barcelona had reached a verbal agreement with him to join the club until 2026. And it looks like Anderlecht have been able to convince Tudor to join the Belgian league instead, promising him not only more money than Barcelona, but also promising him a spot on their first team. Now, on to the news that several sources in France are now confirming that PSG will activate Ousmane Dembele's release clause in order to sign the French attacker and reinforce what's now Luis Enrique's side. Now, many reporters in France are saying that PSG will pay the 50 million euro release clause that Dembele currently has, which would be split 50-50 between the player and Barcelona, meaning that 25 million euros would go to Barcelona, with the other 25 million euros going to Dembele. And this clause is set to go up to 100 million euros on July 31st. So it's reported that PSG are in a hurry to activate the release clause right now in order to sign the French attacker for only 50 million euros. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are not worried about these countless reports, because Dembele has assured the club over and over again that his only interest is to continue in Barcelona. And the club have also confirmed that they have not heard anything about these rumors, and they have not received any kind of calls or any kind of interest from PSG. So in my opinion, this is most likely Ousmane Dembele's agent Moussa Sissoko just stirring the pot to put more pressure on Barcelona in hopes that he can extract more money out of this deal, because after all, Barcelona are currently in negotiation with Ousmane Dembele to extend the contract of the French player, which expires in the summer of 2024. Now, speaking of PSG, some of their social media pages are now reporting that the French club are looking to activate the release clause of Pedri, which they say that it's actually 100 million euros because PSG have found some kind of loophole in Pedri's contract. And I'm here to tell you that there's nothing but a load of crap. Pedri's release clause is set at 1 billion euros. So if PSG want to sign him, they would have to pay 1 billion euros to take the young player away, who of course has no plans of leaving Barcelona. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.